During my most recent wolf lecture tour, I did several programs in partnership with Kent Weber, director of an organization called Mission Wolf, founded to educate people about wolves and to care for wolves born in captivity. I presented my slideshow on wild wolves and then Kent explained the purpose of his organization. The climax of each event was the appearance of one of Kent's tame wolves. As the audience responded to the charismatic appeal of the wolf, Kent explained why wolves belong in the wild, not in cages in people's backyards. After one of our joint appearances, Kent told me a startling story about the gift of a wolf. He often brings wolves to elementary schools and sometimes speaks to groups of kids as large as 500. In some cases, he will allow a tame wolf to run free in the auditorium. The wolf will circle the entire room several times, running at top speed. As the wolf runs, the school children go crazy with excitement. Kent began to notice that when a wolf was allowed to run free in such situations, it would almost always pick one child to greet and make friends with. It usually was just one kid out of the several hundred in the auditorium. Curious as to why the wolves were picking out certain children, Kent began to ask teachers if there was anything special about the ones the wolves chose. The teachers were astonished at the behavior of the wolves. They told Kent that the boys or girls selected by the wolves were always the worst outcasts in school, the kids everyone else picked on. The wolves had decided to make friends with those outcasts. I've been around wolves for 18 years, and have learned many things about them, but I am not certain why Kent's wolves behaved that way with those kids. If I had to guess, I would say that they may have sensed that those children weren't being taken care of as well as the other kids in the room. Wild and captive wolves love to take care of pups, their own or orphan ones. Wolves automatically want to care for helpless, defenseless young creatures. Perhaps to the wolves, those kids were the equivalent of abandoned, orphan pups, and they wanted to care for them. Whatever the reasons for the wolves' behavior, I can imagine no greater gift, from a wolf to a person. Imagine what it must be like for a young child to be a total outcast in his or her school, to be picked on by all the other kids. Then imagine what it would be like to be sitting in a huge auditorium, surrounded by hundreds of people who don't like you, when a wolf is set free and races around the room, finally stopping beside you. At first, the wolf's approach would likely be interpreted as just one more unfair attack, but then the wolf clearly shows that he is friendly and greets and licks your face and hands. Such an experience, such a gift, would change a child's life forever. Whatever unfair or negative things might later happen in their lives, they will never forget that once a wolf picked them, out of all the kids in the entire school, to make friends.